Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered if OpenAI can help you with the US naturalization process? Well, today we're going to find out. I'm attorney David Nguyen and I help people become US citizens. In this video, I'm going to try to use ChatGPT to apply for US naturalization. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's like having a smart helper that answers questions using lots of information from books and websites. But remember, the information that ChatGPT or OpenAI has is only up to date until October 2021. So some of the details and the information may be old. Recently, people have been talking about a new program called DChat from China, which is a free alternative to ChatGPT. That's why I wanted to make this video, to help you understand what you can and can't do with OpenAI, such as ChatGPT, when applying for immigration. If you're interested in using AI for your immigration questions, let me know in the comments. Just keep in mind that while ChatGPT can give you some general answers, it's always a good idea to talk to a qualified attorney to help you with your specific immigration case. Stick around as we explore how well AI can help with immigration. And let's see if it's really good as people say. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this to see how well ChatGPT can help you file for naturalization. We'll type in here, I am a green card holder. What do I need to complete the application? Right, this seems like a legitimate question that someone would ask. So let's see what it would say. To apply for wow, it's a lot of information. So let me just see if it's 100% correct. It says eligibility criteria, being a green card holder for at least 5 years, or 3 years if you are married to a US citizen. So technically this is not correct. So right off the bat, the ChatGPT is already not as good as an immigration attorney. So right here where it says 3 years if you're married to a US citizen, what they forgot to mention is that the green card holder had to have received the green card based on their marriage to the US citizen and have resided physically with that US citizen the entire time. Like they actually have to be married, living together the entire time in order for them to apply based on the 3 years. So if any time during the 3 years they were separated, they're not going to be eligible to apply for naturalization within the 3 years, even if their spouse was a citizen. This is also very important. Just a lesson here is that, let's say, for example, the green card holder married someone and they're currently a US citizen, but when they married them, they were a green card holder and then later naturalized. It doesn't count and they can't naturalize at the 3-year mark. So be very careful when using ChatGPT. Be at least 18 years old, demonstrating continuous resident. So I guess it's spitting out the law, but it doesn't really explain what this means, what continuous residence and what physical presence means. It doesn't really define what is good moral character, have basic knowledge of US history and government. I guess it's telling you what the it's not really doing a good job in my opinion, because if you don't already know, there's a US history and government 100 questions that are available online that you have to memorize, and this really doesn't tell you that you have to study and memorize those questions. It's just be able to read, write, and speak basic English with some basic exceptions. Okay, well, this is a generic list. Let's see here. Form N400, documents needed, which may include copy of the green card. Already it's messing up. You actually need the front and the back of the green card. So if you're going to submit a copy to the government, I think a lot of people, when they read this, they're going to think, oh, I could just take a copy of the front of the green card, but the government actually wants the front and back. Passport style photographs. Okay. It doesn't specify how many you need. Evidence of your marriage to the US citizen if applicable. All right, that's also kind of vague. What type of evidence that you need to evidence this? It doesn't say. Proof of residence, tax returns, utility bills, etc. So I can tell you that this is wrong, outdated. The main reason why I know this is that tax returns are no longer acceptable. So instead of unofficial IRS tax returns, nowadays, when you submit these type of tax documents to the government, they want to see the official IRS tax return transcripts, the official one from the IRS website or from an IRS location. Also, any documentation related to your absence from the US. Now, this is vague. What this really means is like your passport, any arrival and departure records that you have if you traveled outside of the US. It doesn't even indicate for how long. So just FYI, if you're applying based on 3 years, the last 3 years, and if you're applying based on 5 years, 5 years of documentation related to travels outside of the US. All right, and let's see here, fees. It says be prepared to pay the application fee, which may vary. Let's just type in, because it doesn't say, let's just say how much is the fee? How much is the application fee? All right, so it's stating that as of this date, the application fee is $725. It includes $640 processing fee and $85 biometrics fees. Now, a lot has changed since 2023. So just in the scope, I'm assuming of the last 2 years, now the government has combined the fee. So it used to have 2 different fees listed. Now it only has 1 fee listed. Also, the fee has changed. Right now it's $760 when you do a paper filing, and then there's a different fee if you do an online filing. So this information is outdated because it doesn't tell you that there's a different fee for online filers and a different fee for paper filers, and that the fee amount is definitely not $725. Also, it mentions that the fee amounts can change. There's fee waivers available for eligible applicants. Okay, it says that the amounts can change. The fees are updated usually every 2 years. However, most recently it was updated in April of 2024. And I think it was 3 years at that point. Due to COVID and due to inflation, President Biden postponed the new fee increases. And that's why it was 3 years instead of 2 years. But usually every 2 years, the fees are updated. So let me look at the documents again in terms of what is required. So I think that it's missing a lot of identification documents that are required. Let me just show you an example. So let's go ahead and pull up the government's website. Let's go to the form for the N400. And the website is slow at times, so always be patient with the government's website. It may look kind of fancy, but it's pretty old. So we'll type in N400. And earlier we mentioned the filing fee. So here, let's just take a look. So as you remember on ChatGPT, it says that the fee is $725 here. Let's see what it says on here. So as you see, it is $760 right now, and then online filing is $710. So you can definitely see that ChatGPT is definitely outdated in terms of the fee. Let's see if it can provide us with a cover letter. Can you provide me with a cover letter for naturalization. All right, so I think it's pretty funny that they didn't list the address where you mail it in, because where you mail it in is actually different based on what state you live in. You know what I noticed that it doesn't have on here is criminal history. Like earlier, it didn't mention anything about criminal history under documents needed. However, let's see if the documents needed are listed on the USCIS website. So here where it says checklist of required initial evidence for informational purposes only, in our prior videos, we discussed what this means. It means that even if you submit everything that's listed on here, your application could be rejected or denied for being incomplete. That's why it says for informational purposes only, and for you to look at statutory, regulatory, and form instruction requirements. That's the government stating that, hey, use this checklist at your own risk. And let's go back quickly at the ChatGPT. It says that you have to provide your green card, passport photos, evidence of your marriage, proof of residence, and any documents related to your absence. So let's see what this says here. It says your green card, all right? And here, notice that it says both sides, just like I mentioned earlier. It says medical exceptions, disability. I guess you would be confused by looking at this. You only need this form if you're requesting an exemption from taking the naturalization test. So I can see where it's confusing. Marital status, provide current marriage certificate and any divorce decree. All right, so one thing that is missing is that the divorce documents have to be certified, and the annulment documents, any documents that are legal, usually they have to be certified. Next is asking for good moral character. So on here, you notice that it says that to be eligible, you have to show good moral character, but under documents needed, there's nothing here. So let's see what this checklist says. It says evidence of crimes. So that's why it's so important that it says if you've been convicted of a crime, you have to provide all of these documents. If taxes are owed, it's telling you to submit certain things.
At David Nguyen's law office, we are here to help you. We bring families together through immigration. And on the other hand, we help you find solutions. All your legal needs in the hands of people who care, who are there for you. We'll take care of your loved ones at the law office of David Nguyen.